everyone, this is Dr. Mummy Budgets coming back to you again with another video. Today I am here to do my week 4 budget projection video. Today is November the 22nd. Let's check that to make sure. Yeah. And so I am here to give you an overview of what my money is going to do for me this upcoming week. So if you're interested in this sort of content, I would love it if you would please stick around. All right, everyone, we are back, and as you can see, I have my week 4 blank budget projection sheet here ready. So we're going to go on and dive right in so that we can try and keep this video short and sweet. All right, now I'm going to first list all of the debts and expenses that I am projecting to take care of with this paycheck for today, Friday, the 22nd, 2019. All right, let's get this going. First thing we have is the second mortgage. And this is for this week. Week 4 is the week where I paid the actual monthly payment. So I'm going to try to start dividing these back up. The monthly payment I will send in will be $250.28. Next, we have the HOA fee, which I set aside $6.60. Next, we have the South Africa trip, which my daughter will be going on next year for $62. Then we have the auto insurance coming in at a whopping increased amount, which is $93.50. Next, we have the student loan, in which I set aside $108. And remember, guys, these are amounts that I am setting aside out of this week's paycheck. All right. And this is where I said I was going to do a little bit different. This is the second mortgage again, but this is the extra amount. Remember, I am intensely and aggressively paying off this bill. So the total amount, the extra amount that I'm going to send is $202.87. So yes, they're going to get a pretty penny from me for this upcoming week. Next is going to be, what do we have? The electric bill, which remember I set aside $160 for that. And for the gas bill, I set aside $180. And remember, I told you these two numbers are interchangeably. It's just a total of $340 that I set aside for both of them in this 4th week every month. And however I need to use it, that's how I use it based on what the bill amount is. Next, we have the children lunch account, which I set aside $22, and I've actually already paid that, so that's already gone. Then we have the household expenses, and they are coming in at $194. Remember, that is the amount that I take out of my bills checking account, and I do that in cash. So after that, we have the children's savings account, where I set aside $28.50 for their accounts. Now, that is everything I plan to do with this week's pay, and that's going to give me a total of $1,307.75. Okay? Now, remember, with this being this total amount, I'm going to be short some money because I try to leave about $1,211 in this account, to take care of bills per week. That's roughly what I've come to estimate over the years. So with that being 1211 taken out of this week's pay, I'm going to be short. So remember, I'm actually going to be short about, let's see, that's going to be $96.75 that I'm going to be short. And also remember, I like to leave a cushion in the account of $26.15. That's just the amount that I came up with over the years as I've continued to do this, and I like to leave that amount in there. So if we add these two amounts together, the 96.75 and the 26.15, then those will total up to me being under by $122.90, which is what I will need to pull out of my bills savings account technically to help me to cover this total amount right here that I need to set aside for the expenses for this week. Okay? So these are the amounts. Now, with that being said, the next step that I am going to do is, remember, I go back up through these expenses and put a PA beside those items that I will not be paying this week, that I will be putting away. So PA will go beside the homeowner association. The South Africa trip will not be paid this week. What else? The auto insurance does not get paid this week. Let's see. And I think that is it, guys, for the expenses that will not be paid for this upcoming week. Now, remember, the third step we're going to do is we're going to take the PA amounts and we're going to add those together. And for the sake of this video, I've already done that, and that total comes to $162.10. So that is the total amount that I will need to put away. Put away into this bills savings account, because those debts and expenses will not need to be satisfied this week. All right. So now remember, we got an amount that we need to put away and we got an amount that we need to pull out. So what do we need to do? We need to subtract those two amounts. So we're going to take the 160.10 and subtract the 122.90. Okay. Let's do that on the calculator really fast to see what we come up with here. So we got 162.10 minus 122.90. That's going to give us a total of 39.20. And remember, whatever the the action that we need to do, then that is what, no, I'm not explaining this clearly. Let's go back. Okay, this amount here, whichever number is the largest, that is what we will need, action we will need to take. So basically the 162 is the amount that we're putting away. That is what this total for 39.20 will be done. So we will be putting this away in the bills savings account. Okay, so that's where we are right now. So remember, you always have to follow me, because we're moving money on this page, but not technically. Until we get down to the very bottom line, you'll be able to see what's going on. So right now, we're at putting away $39.20 into the bill savings account. Then the next step is we're going to go back up here and put a triangle beside those debts that need to be handled this week. We get our purple triangle beside the student loan. It will need to be paid, as well as the second mortgage regular payment. Of course, we're sending extra toward the second mortgage, so that will be taken care of this week. Same thing with the electric bill needs to be paid for this week, and the gas bill. So all of those items will actually need to be paid this week. Okay. Now, once we do that with our purple triangles, which indicates the debts that are paid this week, we go back and we also show the bills that need to be sent out. Now, this student loan is, I think, the only one that is showing that we need to pay this week as it relates to monies need to be accompanied this amount here. Because remember, our student loan, if you followed me in previous weeks and months, the total amount that we need to pay for the student loan, which needs to be paid this week, is $432. But remember, from this week's paycheck, I'm only setting aside $108. So basically, we're going to need to get the remainder of this money from our bills savings account. So let's do a quick subtraction here so that we can see how much we need to get out. So 432, if we subtract the money that we've set aside from this week's paycheck, which is the 108, that leaves us with $324 that we need to pull out of the bills savings account to help us pay for that $432 student loan payment. Okay. So now, as you can see, as we move forward, we have the $39.20 that we need to put away in the bill savings accounts from these calculations, but we have $324 that we need to pull out to help us with this bill, this student loan. So now, once again, we have two different actions. We have one where we need to put away an amount and one where we need to pull out. So we're going to subtract those two amounts. So the $324 minus the $39.20 is going to give us an amount of $284.80. And remember, I told you, whichever number has the biggest amount, that's the action we're going to take. So basically, the 324 is the larger number, so we will pull out of Bill's savings account. So pull out of Bill's savings account. Now, I'm doing this in parts, guys, because we're going to have to go back and do some more calculations and moving of monies. But that's where we are now. So we would need $284.80 coming out of this bill savings account to satisfy this debt of $432 for the student loan payment this week. All right, so that is what we would do for that. Now, let's go back up to our electric bill and our gas bill. These two items were not this high this week. So basically, the electric bill, the actual amount was $118, and the actual gas bill was $93. Remember, I told you I only set aside these two amounts here just to cover both bills. So now let's add these two totals together. Let me go back to my calculator. Let's add the 118 plus the 93. We're going to add those together to give me a total of 211. Follow me, guys. We add both together. That total is $211. But remember, we set aside a total of $340, the 160 plus the 180. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw an arrow down here so we can get out in the opening so you can see. So basically, we need to take that 340, the total amount, and subtract the actual amount, which is $211. Now, that's 340 minus the 211. That's $129 that we're going to have to put away in the bill savings account because, remember, we initially took it out. based on all of these amounts here, we went down through and we actually took out that entire 340 to help us meet our total here. But for this week, we didn't need the entire 340. We only needed 211. So we need to put that $129 back in the bills savings account. Now, what I could have done is, which I actually will go on and do. Remember down here, we're showing that $280 and 80 $284.80 is what we need to pull out to help satisfy this student loan bill, but we need to put back the $129 because those two debts there were not as much as we thought they would be. So here we go again. We got two actions. We have $284.80 that we need to pull out, but we have the $129 that we need to put away. So let's subtract those two amounts. And this is going to be our final total that we would need to pull out of our account. So there we go. We got the $155.80, which is going to be the total to pull out of the bill savings account so that we can satisfy all of these debts for this upcoming week, guys. This is our total amount. And I know it's a lot of moving around of monies on this paper, but at the end of the day, once we finish everything and my check hit my bank account, then the only amount that I will need to pull out of the bill savings account is going to be the $155.80 to help me pay for the student loan payment as well as all other purple triangle expenses. So this is all I have for this week, guys, and I'm just trying to scroll up and down slowly so you can kind of get a view of what I did. That way, if you need to pause the video, you can see the entire sheet. I didn't want to zoom out because I want you to be able to read it, but this is all I have for this upcoming week, guys. This is Dr. Mommy Budgets, where we dream big but start small around here. And I will see you. Oh, I'm sorry. I would love it if you guys would leave me a comment once again. If you're doing some kind of unique budgeting technique, or if you just have a comment or a question about my technique that I'm using, if you want to try and follow it, just leave me a comment below. Also, I would love it if you would share this content with others that may be interested, and like this video as well as subscribe to my channel. So this again is Dr. Mommy Budgets signing off. Peace.